Tonight, Suzy Kim in Korea visits the opening of the KDL. The DDoS attacks continue on Riot servers for League of Legends. Hear their statements. And Maud from Fragbite stops by to give us some insight into the Fragbite Masters. Welcome to the Daily News. Hello from Studio One in Babelsberg, Germany. My name is Dan Cho, bringing you the latest in esports industry. Today is February the 25th, and on this day in esports history in 2010, the very first patch of StarCraft II Wings of Liberty was released. Also on the same day, Apple announced the 10 billionth song had been sold through the iTunes Store, and the lucky person who bought it was awarded a $10,000 iTunes gift card. I wonder how much is left on that card now. Today's show will start with a bang. Our partner ESL has just announced details on their ES1 Dota 2 tournament. In an interview with Carmack by Thorin, he mentioned the possibility of doing an off-IEM brand Dota 2 tournament, but no words are needed to describe the sheer awesomeness of this. Check out their trailer.
I will always remember the first time I played. There were only a handful of us, but the competition grew. Soon I felt the urge to be better than my opponent, learn all there is to know, master every technique necessary. Challenge myself in every single game. If someone told me back then we'd grow this large and watch the best in the world fighting for hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would have never believed it. But we are here now. I can see it. Everyone will.
Well, I guess Toby Wan is going to be the next Beckham or something like that. More details can be found on the website you guys just saw. Dream League has announced details for the 2014 season. The 12 teams include last year's finalists Na'Vi and Alliance, as well as Team Empire, MYM, Cloud9, and many more. The online season is scheduled to start on Monday, March 3rd, and will last for 10 weeks until the beginning of May. The 6 teams with the most points will compete at the offline finals at DreamHack Summer, Sweden, between June 14th and the 17th. The team count is not only the thing doubling up since the kickoff season, the prize pool has been buffed to $100,000. All matches of Dream League will be broadcasted from the new DreamHack TV6 studio in Stockholm, Sweden by the Good Studio crew. Find all the details at dreamhack.se. We have good news for ticket buyers of the Dota 2 Champions League. The first milestone has been reached. Now this means all ticket holders for the current Season 2 can watch Season 3 qualifiers through Dota TV. Things seems to be running smoothly for D2CL, except for a brief incident in yesterday's match between Alliance versus Fnatic, where the admins had to cancel the first game after 20 minutes because the game was not shown in Dota TV. The admin attempted to tell the players the problem, but he wrote it in the spectator chat, so no one was able to see it. Hopefully we'll get to see the match soon, but we'll keep you posted once we have the results. But don't forget the little guys. Yesterday, the Gigabyte Challenge #1 Grand Finals took place with Team Dog facing off against Power Rangers. With just a little help from their friends, which included Expa CT from Na'Vi, Team Dog continued its run of success this week with a 2-1 victory in their first cash tournament and go home with €2,000.
Pycat is sitting off on the side here, looking to be able to hand that initiation. They're going to go on Moon here, and they do get him away. This may be good. They're going to try and pop him real quickly. BKB and swap, putting him in a good position of just fight up Misery. FNG, he's going to go down, but it's going to be a good trade as MSS now caught in the ice wall. Slowed down, just has to meld away and blink out. But still, it's going to be...
that fight would have gone completely differently because since Fogg's... Oh, they got the arrow on the smoke. Like, he might go down. Nice tornado to catch Moon out right there, but he does die to the Crystal Maiden. Moon taking a lot of damage, gets cold snapped, gets the time lapse off, going in for Fogg. I'm not sure you should go in for this. You got the Invoker right there. They're trying to kill the Beetle that's on him. Nice stun coming out from Misery. Stops the Weaver, and he is going to go down. Nice turnaround.
Pycat still in a little bit of trouble, trying to get Frostbitten up. Oh no, now the vacuum into the arrow. Misery's gonna fall, and next thing you know, MSS, he has to run away from this whole entire engagement.
Definitely would have liked to be kind of just sitting back and farming. You'll get the gold you get from the ganks is generally not as much as you would have gotten just from farming up creeps in a lane with some static farm. Venomants are going to get blown up, it looks like, but in return, Magnus is going to go down as well. Big fight coming out here. Mech is going to be popped by Doom. J4 trying to run away. Soul Assumption comes out into MSS, but not enough damage. Ultimate's going to fly, going to pick off the Bane in the back. Scandal still standing and fighting. Moon going to TP in for some support. Scandal just barely getting away. It looks like Luna going to pick off the Doom, but Misery coming in with the chase. Has MSS. The side trap goes down. Scandal gonna get that slow out there. Misery might go down to the birds and the glaives. No, he lives. The tower not quite enough to finish him off, and the bird damage just not there. So
then it's gonna be damn near impossible. There goes Cheshire Cat, comes in from behind and throws down an RP that lands on 2. Puck able to phase shift that last bit of damage. Smoke League with his BKB is being able to fight up right now, but now Moon is taking that. Moon finally does go down. Doom damage being enough. Misery just continues fighting. Buybacks coming in from both the both Cheshire Cat. GG goes out though. Cheshire Cat and Templar Assassin coming in, but they can't do anything against this.
Congrats to Team Dog. Wish them even more success in the future. Now, every day we try to bring you something from our partner GameFi, who has the pulse on the Chinese esports scene. Today, they took the liberty to analyze the latest patch and talk about the new elimination system for TI4.
In the latest revealed Dota 2 patches, there is a totally new text file which might mean some interesting changes for the TI4 qualifiers. From this text, it's apparent that this TI4 qualifier will be different from previous ones, where teams have received their qualification either by invitation from Valve or by being qualified in East and West qualifiers. Now, these areas are divided into 4 areas in which there will be both invitations and qualifiers. It is also rumoured that Valve may decide through a team ranking system if teams should be offered invitation directly to TI4, or if they have to gain their tickets for TI4 through qualifiers. In other words, this new structure enables a balancing of forces between each team and ensures a high level of competition in each group match of TI4. Although there has yet to be an official announcement for this change, the positive effect this alteration would have on Dota 2 promotion is very clear. By dividing areas according to different servers, weaker teams would not be eliminated by stronger ones in qualifiers, and therefore would not lose all hope of being qualified at a very early stage. The 4 new areas are America, China, Europe, and Southeast Asia. Smaller divisions in each area will be tailored to each specific area. For example, the Chinese area will be divided into 2 different networks, China Mobile and China Unicom. However, according to our partner GameFi, this might not be good news for Chinese teams, as there will be a drastic decrease in the number of available slots, which means increased competition on the Chinese Dota 2 battlefield. But on the other hand, this means that in future there won't be any more cross-server games, so it'll be a big improvement on server delay. So, will these changes bring us a whole new vistas for TI4? Let's wait and see how it goes.
Thanks, GameFi. We're looking forward to hearing more of the informative Dota updates. Meanwhile, the Natalic Pro League East has updates as well. After 2 weeks of countless battles in the qualifiers, the 2 winners, Arrow Gaming and Scythe, will be joining the main events. In the final bracket play so far, yesterday Titan Esports crushed CNB China 2-0 in rather one-sided games. Tomorrow, LGD will play against newcomer Arrow Gaming at 3 p.m. Central European Time. Then on the 28th of February, the new Chinese Dream Team, Newbie, will face off against VG China at 3 p.m. Central. Dota 2 fans should be excited to see the result of the formation of Newbie, the Chinese Dream Team. All games will be broadcasted by Natalic.tv. Before we go into break, our Korean correspondent Susie Kim had the chance to experience the opening of KDL over in Korea. She even got the chance to meet Team Zephyr there. Take it away, Susie.
Thanks, Dan. This is Susie Kim with ESGN TV, and I'm here at the first day opener of the KDL, the Korean Dota League. Now, This is a KESPA-oriented league. We know of the NSL, which was more of a sponsorship kind of thing. This is an actual league, and I know KESPA is trying to make it big. Today, we had a game from Tier 2 that was MVP Hot 6 versus Mission Success. MVP Hot 6 took that game easily, and right now we are watching Tier 1 game between Bird Gang and Team Zephyr.
I think that was Bambo's idea. I don't think we really agreed with that, but you know, he kind of did his own thing, and it worked out.
There's actually a very big difference. NSL was our main goal. It's definitely a lot more stressful to us as well because of the big difference there is between first and second. So everything we practiced and everything we worked for was obviously to win NSL. And since the dates were just one day apart, what we prepared for in NSL pretty much prepared us for KDO. And as far as playing environment goes, I think that playing here today was actually really exciting. We really enjoy having a really large crowd to, you know, that's like watching and cheering, and you know, it was really exciting to play here today.
Now there are a ton of people here and 4 teams playing, so I'm just curious who they're all here to cheer for.
블리츠 안 좋은 일도 많이 있었지만 꼭 이겨서 좋은 추억 많이 만들어갔습니다.
제 거요? 아니, 다 좋아요. 일단 버드갱 자체를 좋아합니다.
You see this fighting, we do well, and good luck.
Keep up the good work. You're gonna win.
KDL is going to be broadcasted by none other than our very own Justin Whiplash, and it's going to be every Sunday and every Wednesday. Sunday at 2 o'clock Korea Standard Time, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I do believe. So you can check them out on Twitch TV and follow along as we watch all these teams try to make it.
Thank you so much, Susie. On the 26th of February, MVP Hot 6 versus EOT Hammer. On the 2nd of March, Mission Success versus Monkey Spanner. And then on the 6th, FW versus Nemesis. Thanks again, Susie. Follow her on Twitter at Little Susie to keep updated on her adventures. Coming up next, see how Riot plans to tackle the continuing DDoS attacks, find out which team is jumping on the League of Legends bandwagon, and later see which CSGO teams is calling it quits. All this and more when the Daily News returns. Welcome back to the desk. We're on to League of Legends news for now. The Brazilian team, Make a Difference Gaming, have a new League of Legends roster. The owner, team captain and support player for Mad Gaming, Espion, has completed his team again. Callan will replace Cloud Prince on the top lane, while Ariane will replace Franklin as the AD carry marksman. Good luck to the new team. It's very cool to see Latin American esports teams piecing it together in the region. If you log on to loesports.com, you may notice a new feature where you can find each player's contract end dates on all LCS player profiles. In an article published by ongamers.com, Nick Allen, the esports manager at Riot Games, stated that this is because, from now on, teams will need to know if players are approachable free agents or if they're contracted and off limits. This feature's function will help prevent situations like Bjergsen's, where he was fined $2,000 for player poaching in January with the Lemon Dogs NIP situation. Many contracts are set to end after the Season 4 World Championship. XCG owner Marshall Alexander said the new rules will make the interested party go to the player's team management first and will decrease the risk of poaching to a great degree. This is yet another great step taken by Riot to legitimize League of Legends esports in the Western world. In an industry where the internet is the lifeblood of all operations, you can imagine the frustration of Riot, whose services are still being targeted by DDoS attacks. This is causing problems for the NA and EU regions. Despite their best efforts, there have been countless reports of disconnects and instability issues. Riot stated that they are trying their best and much work has already been done to improve the situation. According to Riot Games VP of Network Operations, Ron Sonic Death Monk Williams, in the last 6 months, over half of all DDoS attacks against LOL have been in the last 2 months. Currently, 2 to 4 attacks happen every day against 1 or more regions. Additionally, the strength of these attacks have increased significantly over the last few months. Sonic Death Monk promised that things will get better and expects daily improvement. He is confident his team will win on the virtual field of justice against the attackers. Hang in there, Summoners. Moving on to LOL tournaments, let's check in with the Korean Nice Game TV Battle Royale Season 3. For those unfamiliar, the tournament consists of best of 5 King of the Hill show matches. There have been some intense action this week. Junior Greenwing Stealths were able to defend their throne for 4 rounds until they had to face CJ Entus Frost, who beat them 3-1 in the Battle Royale's 6th round. Today was the 7th round, and CJ Entus defended the throne successfully against Xenix Storms with the solid 3-0 and are waiting for their next opponent to take down. If you've been watching the daily news for some time now, you may have heard of the EU Challenger Series, which we occasionally report on. Well, the same Challenger Series is now starting in North America for the first time. As usual, it's hosted by Chaos TV, whose goal is to promote highly competitive tournaments on a weekly basis for all Challenger level teams. The format is the same as the EU Challenger Series. The first cup was a late St. Valentine's Day massacre as LMQ won the whole tournament without dropping a single map. Even the best of 5 against LOL Pro in the finals ended in a 3-0 sweep. Now, hopefully this will continue to encourage the amateur scene to increase the quality of play at the highest levels and improve the North American region overall. Check out challengerseries.eu for all of the updates, VODs, and schedules. There's another small invitational that is relatively unknown called the Epic Gear Cup. They recently revealed their 4 invited teams. Corante, Dark Passage, Playing Ducks, and newly acquired League of Legends team, My Insanity, are directly invited to play in the final round of the tournament's first edition. They will play alongside the 4 additional teams who earned a qualifier spot through the 159-team qualifier. Among the qualified teams are Departed and Rock's Kiss. The finals will be held at Thursday at 1700 Central European Time, and the winner will take home €1,000. Like we just mentioned, My Insanity, a roster primarily known for their StarCraft 2 team, have signed a new League of Legends Challenger squad. Don't be fooled by their freshness. Jungler I'm So Fresh has gathered quite some experience of the past years, especially with Team Easy Peasy Lemon Dogs. The Challenger team is currently ranked #1 in the European Challenger ladder. Perhaps it's the origin of a new LCS caliber roster. Will we see My Insanity dancing next to the likes of Gambit and Rock in the future? Only time will tell. And that's not the only My Insanity related roster news though in our plate. The Swiss esports company has been rather active lately. 15-year-old Zerg player Juna Soral Sotala has joined the ranks of StarCraft 2 players. The promising young talent has defeated noteworthy players like Pal and Targa in the past, and he will hopefully obtain a vast source of skill and knowledge from the likes of 2013 DreamHack champion Stardust and 2011 GSL champion Jockji. If you can follow Serral on MYI on Twitter, and for all the My Insanity action, head over to myinsanity.eu. While we're chatting about Europe's teams and tournaments, let's quickly talk about WCS Europe. Group D is going on tonight as Targa, Mini Razor, Sand, and Daishi are fighting for 2 spots in the round of 16. The matches are pretty interesting and hard to predict. In the first match, we have a ZVZ between Norway's Loverboy Targa and the one and only Mini Razor from Sweden. It's a Nordic match from the first class, but in the recent Nations Cup, Targa and Norway have been triumphant over other European countries. Maybe that's an indication. Meanwhile, the second match is between Aces ROG Winter 2014 winner San and French Terran Daishi. San is the favorite to advance, but we have seen strong performances from the French Terran in the past. So pull up another tab and watch the games. Apollo and Caleres will guide you live at wcs.battle.net. Now, if you miss WCS Europe, don't worry, you can catch the America game starting at 3 p.m. Pacific, where we'll have the Zerg Group of Death featuring Bjol, Hyun, and Revival. Well, who's the 4th lucky player to engage with those 3 Zergs? It's a lovely Terran player called the STC. He will face Bjol right on and perhaps be facing against the compelling Swarmhost Viper Queen's Mass Spore Crawler versus Mech match that might last longer than eternity itself. We're just kidding. The other matchup is set to stone is Hyun versus Revival. The former TSL teammates will clash, and although Hyun might be the fan favorite, shouldn't underestimate the champion of last year's IEM Shanghai. Nevertheless, we'll be able to enjoy some exciting Zerg play and hopefully even some TVZs in all the nights. To catch the action, head over to twitch.tv/WCS_America. Now, it's hard to imagine times where North American tournaments for StarCraft 2 were too many to count, but a glimpse of the past has reappeared. MLG has announced that the open bracket for the Anaheim event is now open for everybody, not only for the American community. Adam Apicella announced on his Twitter account, quote, "We will make it open to international players, so feel free to sign up if you want to participate in the MLG Anaheim, and maybe you can get a spot in the group stages." Stay tuned and find out what's going on with Anaheim, and make sure to visit their website at majorleaguegaming.com. Let's wrap up StarCraft 2 news with what's going on in Pro League. Yesterday we talked about the first few matches of Round 2 in Week 1. Today we had the last two matches of the first week, where Samsung Galaxy played against KT Rolster and CJ Entus faced up against Jnear Greenwings. In the first match of the day, we had some good games such as Solar vs Zest and a legendary matchup between Stork and Flash. Overall, KT defeated Samsung 3-2 with an ace match between Solar and Flash. And later today, Jnear Greenwings were able to defeat CJ Entus, who struggled in round number 1 by a score of 3-1 behind the excellent play of star players Maru and SOS. It's time for a short break. When we return, find out who Epsilon is signing to their CSGO team, get all the details of the brackets for the EMS EU Finals, and Mod from Fragbyte stops by for a quick interview chat. We'll see what he has to say when the Daily News returns. Welcome back to the Daily News. Following the show, Fight Night Street Fighter continues this evening at 21:30 Central with Mike Ross and Gutex. Last night, Infiltration absolutely destroyed Sanford Kelly, and tonight he'll face up against Ali Yoon after opting to use his respin versus Xian. Make sure to tune in here at ESGNTV.com. Today we have some sad news from the German Counter-Strike scene. Earlier, Team Eyes on You announced that they would no longer play together and leave the multi-gaming clan. Following the ESL ban of Dookie for cheating, the other players stated that the motivation and team spirit were simply gone. Dennis and his friend Speedy have already moved on and will play in the EPS Cup alongside Stravos. What other teams will form by the joinment and the remnants of Eyes on You is still yet to be seen. Staying within German CSGO news, the female squad of Epsilon have changed their roster, releasing the Swedish player Foxglove and signing Hellrose from Bulgaria. After a whole year with the team, Foxglove is stepping down from the position as captain and switching over to Concord Gaming. With the signing of Hellrose, the female squad of Epsilon is preparing for this year's Copenhagen Games, hoping to not drop in the first round like last year against Druids. Get pumped, CSGO fans. It's only a few more weeks until the EMS1 Grand Finals at the IEM World Championships held in Katowice. ESL released the brackets for the EU Finals, where 6 teams will get the chance to go participate in the Grand Final during the IEM Katowice event. The online finals will start today and go on for 2 more days. All matches will be played best of 3 in the double elimination format. With games like Wizards versus Clan Mystic, this promises to be a really exciting week for the CSGO community. Check out CSGO-EMS1 for all of the updates and stream coverage. Speaking of awesome upcoming Counter-Strike tournaments, earlier today we got the chance to sit down with Marcus Mod, the community manager from Fragbyte. We talked to him about some of the upcoming Fragbyte Masters season spring. I'm joined by Marcus Mod, one of the admins for the CSGO tournament for Fragbyte Masters. Welcome to the Daily News.
Hey, thanks.
Cool, so first introduce yourself and what your role is for the Fragbyte Masters.
Yeah, my role is I'm head admin for the CSGO tournament, and besides that, I'm working full-time at Fragbyte as a community manager.
So Marcus, you guys by now have invited all 12 teams, or announced your 12 invites for the Fragbyte Masters spring season. Can you talk to us about some of the picking process beyond the obvious picks like NIP and Titan?
Yeah, we checked from the last season, and our top teams there, we took them, and we also checked the other tournaments that has been last year and this year, so we can find all the interesting teams that the audience wants to see.
Let's just back up a little bit and talk about the growth of Fragbite and Counter-Strike Go. You guys have been doing Counter-Strike for years, and now finally it seems like CSGO is really starting to take off. How do you explain some of the growth, and what role does Fragbite and these other tournaments online play in it?
I think Valve is doing a great job. They are listening to the players, and they are also checking like Reddit and stuff. So they're just listening and fixing the game. Now you can find like skins and stuff like that. I think that helped a lot with the minor players, what you call it, like the casual players. I think there's more casual players now than ever before.
I completely agree, and I think you guys have been doing a really great job being able to push out CSGO, not only because the online tournaments are really important. It's not just about the big LAN events like Katowice and the big prize pool, but these online tournaments are also really vital. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, of course, because it's easy to attend our tournaments. It's free, and everybody can do it from home. So I think the online tournaments is very much the most important tournaments in case of casual players.
Awesome. Couldn't agree more. Marcus, give me a little bit of predictions if you can be biased. I know the admin's supposed to be very objective and unbiased, but who do you think will win the Fragbite Masters season for spring?
I think it's going to be pretty hard, but I think the final will be Titan and NIP, I think.
Again?
Yeah, of course. And I think Titans will take it.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, they definitely look really strong after last time they beat NIP, so I couldn't really disagree with you. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us about Fragbite Masters. Do you have any last comments, thank yous, and shoutouts?
Thank the sponsors, of course. Comhem, Estrella, PokerStars, and Mix. And McDonald's, of course. And without them, we couldn't do this.
Absolutely. Definitely tune into what the Fragbite Masters are doing at fragbite.se/masters. Thank you again, Mod, for joining us, and good luck in the next coming season.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Mod. Can't wait to see what's going to come out in the future. Stay tuned tomorrow for another exclusive interview with Joe Awesome from Fragbite. We don't always talk about Quick, but when we do, you know it's going to be great. Professional Quick player Tulsty Troll released a short video called Frag Movie Trash 2.0. The news team wanted to share it with you. Take a look.
I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm.
It's always nice to see the community having some fun with the classics. Check out the full video, head over to FrenchFragFactory.net. That's all the news we have for today, but before we sign off, let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Coming up tomorrow, we have the D2CL starting at 7 p.m. featuring Sigma International versus Empire. Catch all the action at Join Dota Stream. Thursday, we have Group E of the WCS EU featuring Happy, Bly, Bling, and Stardust happening over at WCS_Europe, Twitch.tv. Friday is the EU action continues with Week 7 of the LCS Spring Split featuring your favorite LCS teams like Rocket, Gambit, Fnatic, and Super Hot Crew beginning at 7 p.m. And if you can't get enough League, well, there's some on Saturday as well with the NA Spring Split as well beginning at noon Pacific with teams like TSM, Coast, Dignitas, and Cloud9, all happening at lolesports.com. And finally, heading into Sunday, Group F of WCSU will take place with Genius, Cass, TLO, and Grubby. It's going to be quite insane, all beginning at 6 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/WCS_Europe. that is all we have for today. If you have any news you want to share, send us an email, news@esgntv.com. From Dan Cho and the rest of the crew here at Studio One, have a good evening. Fight Night is coming up next.